What's going on, guys? It's Cursed with Cursed Bank Catfishing. Well, first of all, let me just go ahead and tell you, I'm exhausted. So, I actually just got back from the Icebowl. It's a big catfish tournament that's actually normally held in January, but due to weather conditions this year, it got pushed all the way up until yesterday. At the time of me filming this, it is currently 10 o'clock at night on the 1st of March. So, I literally have been at Kerr since I think Wednesday night, and I've been doing nothing but a bunch of pre-fishing. And well, actually, you know what? Before I just go ahead and spill the beans on it, let's go ahead and set the appropriate mood. We're talking about the Icebowl, so we'll talk in a blue light, or maybe this light. I think that's a little better. Before I continue to ramble, guys, hey, in case you're unaware, you can ask me any question you want to, and I will answer it here on this podcast. All you have to do is comment on a post, send me a DM directly, or if you want to, if you look at the bottom of any of my YouTube videos or even on the Spotify channel, you'll find my business email. But I think I've talked long enough, so let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of On the Line with Cursed Bank Catfishing. Now, I'm going to be blunt with you. This is going to be a rapid fire, short, sweet, and simple episode. Like I mentioned before, I think I left the Airbnb at 3 o'clock this morning, drove here to West Virginia, and I have to be on a plane for work for my 9 to 5 tomorrow at 7 a.m. So I have almost no time to edit, so by God, I got to get this all in one take, and wish me luck on that. Here's the thing. If you don't know anything about the Icebowl, it's one of the bigger tournaments that's held here in the, I don't know if you would consider that the Northeast or what you would consider. It's on Kerr Lake, which is where I believe 2 of the world record blue catfish have come out of. And this lake is known for having some monster cats in it. So they host this tournament every year, and there's this little rivalry between the states, Virginia and North Carolina, because Kerr actually borders both states. And people travel from all over to fish this tournament. The normal turnout is normally right around 200 some boats. This year, I think we had 196, so 4 off of 200. But people travel from all around to fish this tournament. And, you know, it's a camaraderie thing. A lot of us, we only see these guys during tournaments or during certain expos or events. So it's really cool to be able to gather and talk and, you know, talk tactics and just talk tackle and hang out with people that you just haven't seen in a while. It's a really cool thing about this community, man. The more, like, you get into tournament fishing, it may seem kind of scary at first, like kind of iffy, like you don't know if it's something you want to try or not. But then you come to find out we all talk with each other. There's no quote-unquote rivalry. No one's butting heads. No one's going crazy. Nothing like that. At the end of the day, we are all here just to have fun. And that's a staple of what I think the Icebowl is. It is one of my favorite tournaments. I look forward to it every year. And I don't even like the cold. I hate the cold. But it's one of the funnest tournaments that you'll ever fish. So 196 boats this year. Pays out, I believe, 10 places. And fun fact, so this particular Icebowl, this would be my 3rd Icebowl that I have fished with Matt. So me and Matt started fishing the Icebowl in 2024. It was me, Matt, and my buddy Kirk fished the first one ever. And the first one we ever fished, the very first Icebowl we ever fished, we didn't catch jack. I drove back from Chicago all the way back to Charleston, West Virginia. Unloaded the trailer, loaded my truck, loaded up a live well, loaded up my rods, drove 6 hours to Virginia, met Matt up there. Matt had already been up there. He'd been pre-fishing. He ended up having to help somebody that ended up breaking down on the lake. So basically got no sleep either day or night, which the more I think about it, that's starting to become a reoccurring theme every time I fish with Matt Carter. I never get good sleep.
I like turtles.
Anyway, we fish all day. Keep in mind, we never fished Kerr. We know nothing about Kerr. It was actually pretty warm that day, but we head out for the tournament. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself again. Sorry. Before we headed out to the tournament, we couldn't find bait anywhere. Bait was insanely hard to find. Again, it's a body of water neither of us know anything about. We got lucky and we found bait the night before the tournament, and we spent probably the better half of 2 hours throwing a net to get a bunch of bait for the tournament. Tournament day comes up, we launch, and in typical Matt fashion, following his company motto, we drag all day. We didn't even get a bite. Not one bite all day. So our first ice bowl was a total skunk fest. Terrible. Sucked. But I had fun. I enjoy fishing, man. A bad day of fishing beats a good day of doing just about anything else. So second year comes around for the ice bowl. Me and Matt go ahead and make our arrangements. We head back up there. We get up there early this time because I think we got there on a Thursday because we wanted some time to try and scan and figure some stuff out. Or maybe it was a Wednesday. I can't remember. But so we're up there for a couple days. Then the captain's meeting rolls around. While I was at the captain's meeting, I got a phone call that a water main inside of my house had busted and my bathroom was flooding to the point where it was coming out of my front door. I couldn't find someone to show up at the house because I wasn't at the house to fix it, and so therefore I ultimately ended up having to leave the night before the tournament. And so Matt found a replacement partner. He drove, I don't know how far he drove, but last minute drove there, got on the boat with Matt. And I think he said he was 18th that year. And so to go from very last place to 18th, pretty good jump, especially when you're talking 200 and some boats. And this year rolls around, same thing. We plan to have a couple days to scan, pre-fish, and try and figure out a game plan. We get up there Wednesday night, scanning, catching bait, just anything we can do to help put the odds in our favor. We got a couple people staying in the Airbnb with us, and now that the tournament's over, I can say this. We have a dude was staying with us, and we call him Junior. Junior and Gron were staying with us, and they were pre-fishing. And you talk about some fellas that took really good care of their bait, man. They hauled up a tank with them. They had plenty of bait, and it was still kicking too. That was impressive. They go out pre-fishing, and Junior gets a 73 pound fish pre-fishing, man. Now here's the thing, that's awesome, right? That's cool until you realize that, it's before the tournament. If he caught that fish, I'm pretty sure if he caught that fish tournament day, I don't remember what took home first, man. I'm pretty sure he'd have been, well, yeah, he'd definitely been in the top 3. And I'm not going to talk a whole lot about the experience itself because I have a YouTube video coming out from the footage of the ice bowl and our trip up there, so I don't want to reveal too much. That, and anybody who's watching the ice bowl through Facebook or wherever you're watching it, you can see all this in real time. Anyway, day of the tournament rolls around. Me and Matt, we don't really have a game plan. In all of our scanning or pre-fishing, nothing really produced. Nothing that was worthwhile, and it was looking pretty bleak for a little bit. We made an executive decision of where we were going to start. I don't think it was maybe an hour and a half in, and we get our first fish, about 20-pound fish. That's a decent way to start. I think another 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes go by, and we get another fish. We go from a 20 to roughly about a 35. I think on the weigh-ins they said ours was 34 point something or something along those lines. That's a decent fish, and the only reason I can say that's a decent fish is because last year's ice bowl, if I remember correctly, I think 66 pounds took home first place. So 35 pounds is half of that, and if it was going to be a repeat of last year, there was a chance. It's looking pretty good. And on top of that, fun fact for y'all, this is the first ice bowl me and Matt fished together where we caught anything, let alone, I think 35 was the biggest fish me and Matt have caught together. Now, I'm not saying that's the biggest fish that we've caught, but as a team fishing together, that was the biggest fish we had caught to date. Anyone who's been watching me on TikTok or on social media for a while knows I've got a couple 50s under my belt. I've got plenty of 40s, 30s, and then everything else below that. I can't remember what Matt's PBs are, especially when we start talking about species, but I know he is, I'm pretty sure he's in the 40-pound club. But he might round it up to 50 to make himself feel better. Either way, whatever it may be. So anyway, me and Matt go out. Ultimately, we ended up catching several fish. Good fish too, like nice fish. There's nothing wrong with these fish. They're just all smaller than the 30-some pound. And man, we We saw all kinds of fish that way, and I shockingly saw a lot of flatheads. That was really impressive to me. But essentially, the whole point of this podcast, one, is to keep my word of the Sunday thing. But the other thing is, I want to stress this to you guys. If you are a boat angler, right, you think you might want to try the tournament scene, I strongly recommend that you at least go out and give it a shot, because I promise it's not about the money. There's nobody in this world who is going to make a living, at least no one I'm aware of, who's currently making a living off catfishing. Now, there are exceptions to that, but I'm talking about just catfishing, not content creation, not filming it, not YouTube, nothing like that. I'm talking just going out and fishing. That person does not exist currently, not that I am aware of. If you do exist, please make sure you step forward, because I'd like to interview you. Go out and give it a shot, right? There are plenty of tournament trails all over the U.S. that have a low entry fee. The Icebowl's entry fee is not bad at all. It's $100 a boat. Very affordable. The biggest pain is if you're like me and you got to drive 6 hours to get there, and then 6 hours back and get on a flight first thing tomorrow. But still a fun time, man. So I strongly encourage you, if you want, go ahead and give it a shot, man. Try your local club trails. Try something before you go to the Icebowl. If you're iffy about it, I guarantee you, if you try it, you won't regret it. I promise you're really going to enjoy it. And you'll find out there's a lot of camaraderie at these things. You see guys that you don't normally see. Well, it's not that you don't normally see them. It's more that you just haven't seen them in a while. This is what I'm going to leave you on. Give tournament fishing a shot. Build some camaraderie with your brothers. Enjoy fishing, man. At the end of the day, that's what this whole thing comes down to. Whether you're a tournament angler, fun fishing, content creator, sponsored, I don't care, man. At the end of the day, we're all here to have fun. That's what we're here to do. So let's keep fishing fun. Junior did place in top 10, but you're going to wait till the YouTube video launches. And I'd also like to give a huge shout out to my buddy GTO Fishing, who came down. First of all, dude's an animal on the Norman Series. Been fishing with him, well, against him in the Norman Series for the last 3 years. Me and Matt have. Love seeing that guy, man. He did place. I'm not going to say what. You got to watch the video to find out. If you want to find out right now, as of today, as of the time this video or this podcast is published, it's easy enough, man. Head on over to Facebook, type in Icebowl Catfishing Tournament 2026. You'll find all the information you need right there. Guys, I know this is all over the place, but I got to make it short, sweet, and simple. So please forgive me. I know this is kind of a trashy podcast episode, but I got to finish packing. I got to get ready to hit the road, man. It is my busy season for work. And for those of you who don't know, I love catfishing, but I do enjoy what I do for a living. And if I ain't working, we can't do this. This doesn't exist. I don't do any of this for money. I do this for you guys and for myself, as I've said before. It's all about me sharing the passion for the sport. And, of course, for some weird reason, some of y'all just love to hear me talk. Anyway, that's going to conclude this episode on the line, guys. I hope that you got something out of it. I know it's not much, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. So, with that being said, stay bench, y'all, and we'll see you on the next one.